Hi there, I bet you heard about Bitcoin before, whether it is from your family, your friends or even the internet. But do you really know about Bitcoin? In this video of what is, we will explain in detail. What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is a digital currency that was first introduced in January of 2009. It is based on ideas presented in a white paper by the mysterious and pseudonymous Satoshi Nakamoto. The identity of the person or persons who devised the technology is still unknown. Bitcoin promises reduced transaction fees than existing online payment methods, and it is controlled by a decentralized authority, unlike government-issued currencies. Cryptocurrencies, such as Bitcoin, are a sort of digital currency. There are no real Bitcoins, instead, balances are stored on a public ledger that everyone can see. A significant amount of computational power is used to verify every Bitcoin transactions. Bitcoin is not issued or backed by any banks or governments, and a single Bitcoin has no monetary value. Despite the fact that Bitcoin is not legal cash in most parts of the world, it is extremely popular and has sparked the creation of hundreds of alternative cryptocurrencies known as altcoins. BTC is a frequent abbreviation for Bitcoin. The Bitcoin system consists on a network of computers, also known as nodes or miners, that execute Bitcoin's code and store its blockchain. A blockchain can be viewed as a collection of blocks metaphorically. Each block contains a set of transactions. No one can trick the system because all computers running the blockchain have the same list of blocks and transactions and can watch these fresh blocks being filled with new Bitcoin transactions transparently. These transactions may be seen in real time by anyone, whether or not they run a Bitcoin node. To carry out a criminal action, a bad actor would need to control 51% of Bitcoin's computational power. As of June 2021, Bitcoin has over 10,000 nodes, and this number is growing, making such an attack highly implausible. However, if an attack were to occur, Bitcoin miners, those who participate in the Bitcoin network via their computers, would most likely split to a new blockchain, rendering the bad actor's attempt futile. Public and private keys, which are long sequences of numbers and letters connected by the mathematical encryption technique used to construct them, are used to keep track of Bitcoin token balances. The public key, which is similar to a bank account number, is the address that is made public and to which others can send Bitcoin. The private key, which functions similarly to an ATM PIN, is designed to be kept private and is only used to authorize Bitcoin transactions. A Bitcoin wallet, which is a physical or digital device that supports Bitcoin trade and allows users to monitor ownership of coins, should not be confused with Bitcoin keys. The name wallet is a little deceptive, because Bitcoin is never held in a wallet, but rather decentralized on a blockchain. Bitcoin was one of the first digital currencies to make use of peer-to-peer technology to allow for instant transactions. Bitcoin miners, who own the governing computing power and participate in the Bitcoin network, are responsible for processing transactions on the blockchain and are motivated by rewards, the release of new Bitcoin, and transaction fees paid in Bitcoin. These miners can be thought of as a decentralized authority that ensures the Bitcoin network's integrity. Miners receive new Bitcoin at a set, though periodically decreasing, pace. There are only 21 million Bitcoins available for mining. There are approximately 18 million Bitcoins in circulation as of June 2021, with less than 3 million Bitcoins left to mine. In this approach, Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies differ from fiat currency. In centralized banking systems, cash is released at a rate that corresponds to the increase of products, with the goal of maintaining price stability. The release rate of a decentralized system, like as Bitcoin, is established ahead of time and according to an algorithm. You always heard about the Bitcoin mining, right? But what does Bitcoin mining is? Bitcoin mining is a process of releasing Bitcoin into circulation. In general, mining entails solving computationally challenging riddles in order to discover a new block, which is then added to the blockchain. Bitcoin mining is the process of adding and verifying transaction records across the Bitcoin network. The reward for miners is Bitcoin, which is half every 210,000 blocks. In 2009, the block reward was 50 new Bitcoins. The third having occurred on May 11, 2020. Lowering the reward for each block discovery to 6.25 Bitcoins. Bitcoin can be mined with a variety of machines. Some, on the other hand, pay off more than others. ASICs, or application-specific integrated circuits, and more modern processing units, such as graphic processing units, GPUs, can reap greater benefits. Mining rigs are the names given to these complex mining machines. The smallest unit of Bitcoin is called a Satoshi, and it is divisible to 8 decimal places, 100 millionths of a Bitcoin. Bitcoin could someday be made divisible to even more decimal places if necessary and, if the participating miners accept the change,